Is it Wildcats?
What team?
Is it Wildcats?
It's Wildcats. Oh, that didn't go like I thought.
This is going to be...
I'm Erin.
I'm Tom.
And this is Baby's First Watch List, coming to you with another special guest. It's my sister, Aunt Kaley.
There's 5 of us on screen today.
Oh, yeah, it's a whole thing.
There's a
Say
dog.
hello.
Say hello, April. All right, that's April. Say hello.
Hey, Babysitters Club. What up? I'm here.
That's Kaley. That's not April.
Kaylee's my younger sister, and we knew that she had to come on while we talked about the 2006 Disney Channel original movie, High School Musical. Everybody's favorite DCOM.
Sure.
Besides My Date with the President's Daughter.
I don't think that's a DCOM.
I think it is. So this movie, Kaley, do you want to guess what number DCOM it was?
Oh, I just looked up the Wikipedia of all of the DCOMs.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah. So what number was High School Musical in 2006?
Take a wild guess.
Yeah.
35.
35, Tom?
35. I don't know. This was the first one I remember hearing about. So we're going to go like 14.
It is the 63rd DCOM. And
Oh my god.
it was directed by Kenny Ortega, a very well-known choreographer and director.
What was he famous for? Wasn't it like
Well,
something crazy?
This is what I'm going to talk
Was it
about.
like Thriller or something?
No.
He was very close with Michael Jackson, though.
Yeah, he did direct the This Is It documentary.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
He choreographed a lot of 80s movies, including Pretty in Pink, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Dirty Dancing. That's the big one. He directed Newsies, which flopped, Hocus Pocus, and Descendants, not to be confused with The Descendants.
More people know Descendants than The Descendants.
Descendants is They're Rotten to the Core, which is another Disney Channel
It's a great
original
trilogy.
movie. Kaylee loves them. High School Musical was written by Peter Barsacchini, who is Barsacchini.
He's
like zucchini.
He's a paisan.
Who is best known for writing the High School Musical series.
Oh no.
He also is a producer on the Merv Griffin show and has like Emmys and stuff. So apparently Disney Channel execs really liked viewership of standalone musical episodes of some of their popular series, like Even Stevens and That's So Raven. And so that's kind of where High School Musical came from. They were like, oh my God, we get so many more viewers when Orlando Brown is singing. So we need to make a musical about that. It was filmed primarily in Utah, which is a shame. And it stars Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens.
Wait, why is that a shame?
'Cause I don't like Utah. It's boring.
We would like to preemptively apologize to all of our
Yeah.
Utah listeners.
That's nice, I hear.
Okay. Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, who was billed as Vanessa Ann Hudgens. Did you notice that?
I forgot.
Ashley Tisdale and Corbin Bleu. I had to pick 4 leads. I know. Sorry, Lucas Graybeal. Writer Barsacchini called High School Musical a modern day Romeo and Juliet.
I made that reference.
You did. Tom actually picked up on that.
I caught
crazily
that.
enough. After being made for $4.2 million, High School Musical premiered on Disney Channel in late January 2006 with a miraculous runtime of 98 minutes. Of course, extended to 120 minutes with all of the Disney Channel commercials. It was a smash hit with 7.7 million viewers in its premiere broadcast. And as of 2019, 225 million unique viewers. Tom, you have now been added to that list.
Correct.
It received mixed reviews from critics, but what do they know?
Yeah, mixed is a little too good in my opinion.
The film's soundtrack was certified quadruple platinum, and the song Breaking Free hit number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. It also won 2 Primetime Emmys for Best Choreography and Outstanding Children's Program. It also won 3 Teen Choice Awards: Choice Breakout Star Zac Efron, Choice Chemistry between Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens, and Choice Comedy or Musical Show. After the success,
Choice chemistry between the side of a barn and a brick wall.
oh my god, rude. Choice chemistry between Ryan and his hats. After the success of High School Musical, there were 2 sequels. One of them was a DCOM, High School Musical 2, which took place during summer, and the other, High School Musical senior year, actually was released in theaters. Did we go see that?
I definitely saw it.
I
Yeah.
might have. I might have been.
I don't know
think
if you did.
I don't know.
I was in 8th grade.
So then I was in
Junior.
junior in high school. So I probably did. I probably took you to see it. There was also a spin-off movie, Sharpay's Big Adventure, which I definitely did not see.
I did not see that.
A TV adaptation, High School Musical, the musical, the series, was released starting in 2019. Kaylee, you're the only one who's watched it.
Yeah, it's great.
So basically, it's like they are at East High and they're putting on.
So it's very meta.
Yeah.
So it's the first season shows that because where they shot the musical was actually at a real high school in Utah.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Alex, my fiance, went to the school where they shot it.
Was he allowed in?
He got in. I don't know how, but he said that it was one of the greatest movie experiences of his life seeing it. And he says it looks exactly the same.
Well, it is the same.
But he went like 12 years later.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, he went like 12 years later. But yeah, so it takes place with the kids going to the school, and then a drama teacher comes in who was a extra cheerleader in the movie High
In
School
real life?
Musical. Not actually, but
Oh,
in this universe, yes.
Okay.
She comes in and she puts on High School Musical at the school where they shot High School
Now,
Musical.
is it the musical that Kelsey wrote, or is it High School Musical?
No, I'm pretty sure it's High School Musical.
So they put on like Troy and Gabriella are characters.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you don't know High School Musical, the series, you definitely know at least one of its stars, Olivia Rodrigo. And then her ex, Joshua Bassett, was also on the show. And she wrote the big hit Driver's License about him when he left her for Sabrina Carpenter.
Who's
Drama.
also a Disney star.
Who's also a Disney
in Girl Meets
star.
World.
In Girl Meets World, that's right.
Mhm.
So I didn't watch High School Musical, the series, but I probably would like it.
Is Girl Meets World still on?
No. It only lasted like 2 or 3 seasons.
Sorry, Sabs.
Okay. So there have also been stage adaptations of High School Musical, including an ice-based version. So I guess they ice skate.
Is it Ice School Musical?
Maybe. There have been novels based on the series, like best-selling novels, and 6 video games. 6
Video games
of like dancing and singing video games. How come we didn't have that?
Wait, I think we had Sing It High School Musical.
I think that
we did.
Yeah.
That was good. I love.
Oh
Sing
my
It.
God, is that why I know all the words
think it
to
is.
every song? So basically, yeah, High School Musical for me was a very nostalgic experience. I can like say all of it.
Same.
Yeah. Well, Kaylee watched this week. She watched High School Musical, High School Musical 2, High School Musical 3 senior year, and then she rewatched High School Musical.
I did my research. This is one of my favorite podcasts, and I wanted to come prepared. I'm in my merch. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, that is so true. So we did not do that. I have seen all of them. Tom, this was his first experience. And so I'm excited to get into talk about it. The best movie ever made.
It's definitely one of the movies ever made.
So Tom, you can give us a little bit of a plot summary.
Okay. My mouth is currently being hooked by a baby's fingers. All right. Okay. We open on New Year's Eve, where Troy Bolton, played by Zac Efron, is on vacation at a ski lodge, practicing basketball with his father and high school basketball coach Jack, played by Bart Johnson, who is unhinged in this movie.
Bart Johnson's another level, man.
After Troy's mom says she actually wants this to be a vacation, Troy ends up at a party where he's called upon by random people in the room who he hadn't previously interacted with to do a duet for karaoke with some random girl he's never met before. Gabriella Montez, played by Vanessa Hudgens, where they sing Start of Something New. After his winter break, Troy sees Gabriella in school, and she explains that she just moved to his hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and transferred where else but to his high school.
It's very Grease.
That was crazy.
That's very Grease.
I got something about that later.
I had that too.
Yeah. As Troy shows Gabriella around, drama club president Sharpay Evans, played by Ashley Tisdale, and her twin brother Ryan, played by Lucas Grabeel, assume that Gabriella is interested in auditioning for the school musical. Wanting to eliminate the competition, Sharpay discovers Gabriella's past academic achievements. That scene plays in horror movies when they find the old murders in the town when they're looking them up.
Yeah, totally.
And Sharpay anonymously informs Scholastic Decathlon captain Taylor McKessie, played by Monique Coleman, of those achievements, so that she will recruit Gabriella for the team.
It was Whiz Kid wins Science Bowl.
Yeah. Taylor and Gabriella become friends over their shared interests in decathlons, I guess. Scholastic decathlons. During a
blazers.
During a basketball practice, Troy is distracted by thoughts of Gabriella and the idea that he might enjoy singing in addition to basketball. Get your head in the game. Gabriella and Troy go to the musical auditions for whatever reason, and they are, but they're hesitant to audition. I'll get to this later, never mind. They watch Sharpay and Ryan perform What I've Been Looking For.
What I've been looking for, do. Yeah.
When Gabriella gains the confidence to step forward once the auditions are unofficially over, Troy offers to sing with her.
Yeah, he does.
However, drama teacher Ms. Darbus tells them they are too late, and she leaves. Kelsey Nielsen, the musical's composer, I just got a email. The musical's composer drops her music sheets on the stage. Troy and Gabriella rush to help her and sing the same song together.
It's the same song. I
turned to you and I said,
did you notice that this time?
I turned to you and I said, I didn't know 30% of this movie was one song.
So it's interesting. In all of the trilogy, every single movie, they have a song that they do 2 or 3 different ways.
But it's this isn't even one of the popular ones.
All the time.
Where was I? Okay, overhearing their performance, Miss Darbus gives them a callback audition. When the callback gets posted, Sharpay is furious that she has competition for the lead role, while the Wildcats basketball team is shocked that Troy has auditioned. After finding out that Troy can do activities outside of his clique, other students confess their secret passions and talents in Stick to the Status Quo. This alarms Taylor and Troy's best friend, Chad Danforth, played by Corbin Bleu, who I probably should have shouted out earlier.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But he doesn't do anything. He just carries a basketball around.
And wears weird graphic tees.
Taylor and Chad come up with a plan to divert Troy and Gabriella from singing in the musical so that they can focus on their upcoming competitions. In the locker room, Troy is tricked by his teammates into saying that Gabriella and the audition are not important to him.
Yeah, remember when they put up that...
Gabriella watches via a hidden webcam.
So funny.
Oh my God, the webcam.
That the Scholastic Decathlon team has set up. Upset by Troy's perceived betrayal and callous disregard for her, Gabriella nevertheless sings a song, When There Was Me and You. Gabriella decides not to audition for the musical and distances herself from Troy. Troy, confused by Gabriella's behavior, is unable to concentrate on the game. Realizing their mistake, Chad and the basketball team tell Troy what happened and offer to support him in the callbacks. Taylor also explains to Gabriella that she was wrong, but Gabriella dismisses this, believing that Troy meant what he said. That evening, Troy goes to Gabriella's house in a Canadian tuxedo where he explains the truth, and they reconcile after he teleports onto her balcony, and they reconcile, determined to audition.
You don't hear him going up or anything. He just says, turn around. I'd be like, what?
Oh my God!
Overhearing Gabriella and Troy rehearse, Sharpay asks Ms. Darbus to move the callback so they start at the same time as both Troy's championship game and Gabriella's Scholastic Decathlon competition. Mrs. Darbus, what are you doing? Obviously, you have to know what's going on here.
Shady.
Kelsey overhears the conversation, and both the basketball and decathlon teams make a plan together. On the day of the competitions, and what I'm about to say is a real sentence, Taylor and Gabriella use the school's computers to delay the championship game by hacking the power in the gym and causing a chemical reaction that forces an evacuation during the decathlon. That's a real sentence.
They're smart.
Troy and Gabriella rush to the auditorium as Sharpay and Ryan finish their callback song, Bop to the Top.
Yeah, we're gonna bop, 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 bop to the top.
After Gabriella and Troy successfully perform their song Breaking Free,
Yeah, the classic.
Ms. Darbus gives them the lead roles, making Sharpay and Ryan understudies. Both teams win their respective competitions, and the entire school gathers in the gym to celebrate, singing "We're All in This Together." Chad asks Taylor out, and Sharpay makes a truce with Gabriella, and I stumbled through that one. And we hit the credits. In a post-credits scene, a student named Zeke paces alone in the gym when Sharpay runs in. She declares that the cookies he'd given her that she had initially rejected are, quote, genius. She hugs him, and he says he will make her a creme brulee, and then we are done with the film. High School Musical.
High School Musical, baby. Oh, that's a classic. So let's see. I'm going to do some of my comments instead of my questions first. Hold on, my baby.
Wait, can we talk about how good the plot summary was?
It was really good. It was very good. I actually LOL'd. And I never do that for your plot summary.
Seriously.
So I said for that first, when they're at the ski resort, I said, there's nothing that would give my teen self more anxiety than having to go to a teens only event at a resort.
You know what I said about that?
What?
When he gets brought up on stage and the MC says, someday you might thank me for this.
Or not.
Zac Efron gives him this disgusted look, which to me might be the best acting in the entire movie.
Oh
This is the one
God.
little look side eye he gives him. He's like, "What is wrong with you? Why would you say that?"
That's awesome. Then after that scene, when they show up at East High, the intro scene references Grease directly.
Oh, does it?
It's like a drawing of the school, and then it pans to the actual school, and that's exactly what it's like in Grease.
I never watched Grease.
Yes, I love Grease. Oh, we're doing that. We're doing Grease soon because Grease rocks. Grease is like the rated R version of High School Musical.
Again,
me.
We'll get to it.
Oh, okay. I also said Darbus is my queen. I'm obsessed that she made a stage with a throne on it in her classroom. And then also, when you think about the Evans parents, why would they name their two children Sharpay and Ryan? It's just like
Maybe they're family names.
maybe
Yeah.
Sharpay is just what their dog's breed is.
Maybe.
And then what else did I say here?
I wrote that no high schooler has ever spoken any line in this movie.
Did anybody catch what the
I can edit most of this out.
did anybody catch what the third billing is for the play? It's Minnie and Arnold, right? Are the two main characters. Did anyone catch what the third main character's name is in the play that Kelsey wrote?
No.
The Incredible Mr. Shane. I'm just like, what?
I just want to know more about Kelsey. Kelsey was my favorite character in the whole thing.
Ugh.
Kelsey's lame as hell,
No.
man.
She's the only one who felt like she had ever spoken to a human being.
She was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so insecure and I wear bowler hats.
That is what all high schoolers are,
I
right?
said to Alex while we were watching, I said that's the hat that everybody wore in the early 2000s. I said it looks like a train conductor hat.
It's the Charlie Chaplin hat from the 20s.
He said it. Alex said it was Peaky Blinders,
Yeah.
a train conductor put together.
I also said, why are all the girls in business casual in this movie?
It is true, they are.
They
That
have
was the
blazers,
style
yeah,
back then.
blazers,
Peplum tops.
belts, knee-length skirts.
Speaking of the style, I have 3 questions, and one of them is this. Zac Efron's hairstyle in this movie, did he popularize it? Because this is like the Justin Bieber kind of haircut, or was it already popular by
I
this
don't
point?
know, but that's literally the haircut he had is what every single
Yeah,
boy
I
in
never did.
middle school had.
But
Chris had it, our cousin.
Everyone had it, but I don't know if it
I don't
was
know
the
if it
start
predated
or if
this.
it was already.
I don't know if
in.
this was the start of something new, or if it was...
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right, so let me see here. I also said, why is everyone wearing large hats at the New Year's Eve party? They all have major. Well, when Gabriella walks in, a guy in a gigantic cowboy hat tips it and goes, "Howdy, ma'am."
Yes, yes.
Why was he there?
I was like, this is the best. Okay, so let's just get down to business here. One of my questions is, I want to know what you think the best and worst songs in this movie are. Because the best song is I have the correct answer. The best song is Breaking Free.
I don't even remember Breaking Free.
We're soaring, flying. There's not a star in heaven that we can reach. It's at the end.
That didn't jog my memory.
Okay. And the worst song is the one where Gabrielle is singing it by.
Yeah, that's easily the worst one.
but
And she's walking past that giant random mural.
I still think that song is good.
all the songs are good.
They're all good.
I don't think there's a
They're
single
all
good song
good.
in this movie.
all good.
All right, what did you say, Kaylee, is the best and worst movie?
At
or
first,
song.
I chose the status quo. Stick to
That's
the
the
status
best?
quo. At first, I was like, that's the one. When I think of High School
status
Musical, like I think of that. So I think of the scene.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think that song. And what's crazy is that there's neither Troy or Gabrielle is in that song.
Yeah,
It's all just ensemble, which is awesome. But then I decided that I think that the best one that just encompasses the movie is the last one. We're all in this together. It's the most like cheerful. It's the most like we love Wildcats.
I was singing the whole thing.
Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens said that's their favorite.
Oh, really?
Both of them? Wow.
It's a great
They're
one.
all in this together.
So
Tom, what do
I'd
you
say
think is
that.
the best song?
If I had to pick one, I would say Status Quo.
Really?
It's so good.
You actually had to leave for part of it because the baby pooped through his outfit.
Yeah.
And you had to clean it up.
Yep.
So we missed the cello guy.
I mean, if there's one to miss, it is the cello.
There was a little.
Martha and the criminal.
Some of the stuff was a little borderline for 2023.
The
but
Martha
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Little-
I like to pop and lock.
It was a
and
little
jam.
appropriation vibes, but I mean, it was 2006.
Martha like has parts in the next ones.
Good.
Yeah, she's
Becomes, like, a
a
real
main
character.
character, and she's pretty big on TikTok now.
Yeah. She
Doing
like
dancing.
She like dances the High School Musical dances on TikTok now.
Hey, man. Hit the cash cow, am I right?
We do whatever works. Kaylee, who's your now that you rewatched it twice within the past week? Did your favorite character change from the first time you watched it when you were like 12 or whatever?
So I was 11
You were 11.
when it came out, and it's interesting. Like, I don't know if other people feel this way, but when I watched movies growing up, and it was like teen movies where like the actors were probably like between the ages of 15 and like 19,
Yeah.
they always seemed so old. Like,
Yeah.
even when I got to be like old, like 25, I still thought that they looked like so much older.
Yeah.
But this rewatch, I saw how young they were. I was like, oh yeah, they're like legit like teenagers.
I think Corbin Bleu is the youngest. He was 17.
He was 17, yeah. But in the rewatch, I really realized like I thought I liked Chad,
He's a
and I
jerk.
didn't.
Chad's the villain.
Chad is very much the villain, so like I don't like him as much.
I like him.
After the rewatch, it really solidifies that Sharpay is the best.
Yeah, I
She
agree.
is the best character.
I agree.
Ashley Tisdale kills it as Sharpay.
Yeah.
So like I knew that I liked her and never was like, oh yeah, she's the villain, like, and don't like her. But this time around, I was like, yeah, like it really makes sense that she'd be a fan favorite for people.
There's like a new lens that people watch this through, which I find to be super fun, where like Sharpay is actually the one in the right, where she's like, okay, this girl's
She probably
been...
shouldn't have gone behind Gabriella's and Troy's back to the teacher and switched the scheduling.
Okay, but maybe Troy and Gabriella should actually act like they want to do something that she's been actively working on and being a like big person in the arts and working so hard to be the lead in for 12 years.
I'm not saying
And
she's
these guys
wrong.
just come in and are like, I don't actually want to do it, but hold on, I'm going to sing and it's going to be great. It's like, shut up.
This is Miss Darbus'
Well,
fault.
and on the subject of her being like the technical villain of the movie, I was listening to another podcast of a few influencers I watch, and Ashley Tisdale was a guest, and she told the story of how they did test screening for the movie. And she said that all the execs thought like, yeah, the villain, people usually don't like them. But during the test screening, all the younger kids loved Sharpay.
Yeah,
and all of
like,
them,
cool.
yeah, and all of them were like surprised, and they said like, oh, like, why did you guys like Sharpay? And she said she remembers an 8-year-old girl said she knows what she wants and she's going for it.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool too. That Sharpay kind of broke the mold.
I love that. Yeah, I'm Team Sharpay. I love her.
Can I defend Chad?
I mean, you could.
Listen, so all Chad wants is just some form of order in his life. When he gets started with what's the song again? The
Status Quo.
Status Quo. He just wants things to stay the same. There's a lot of difficulty in high school and like figuring out your friends and figuring out who you are. There's so much uncertainty. Who's popular, who's friends with who. Maybe some of these kids don't have a lot of stability at home. He just wants to like understand things. He wants
Did you
things
see
to be
their
what they are.
houses though?
Listen, doesn't mean it's not hard to be in puberty and be a kid. Like the jocks have to be the jocks. The skaters have to be the skaters. I get what he's going for.
Okay, but
Listen,
says,
I'm not saying it's right.
He literally says these people think that they can talk to us now.
Yeah, exactly. He's just coming from a place where he doesn't want his world to be upended by new things.
I think kids in high school are a little afraid of change.
Absolutely. He just wants his expectations.
And people growing. And I
Yeah.
think he sees that Troy's growing in a different direction. And I think that scares him.
He has a fear of the future
He just wants to carry a basketball in every scene.
for the rest of his life.
No, he does baseball in the second one.
Okay, great. Great.
Okay. So is Chad your favorite character or is Kelsey your favorite character?
No, I think Chad's compelling.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was when I said I wrote an essay during the movie I was writing about Chad.
Genius.
Also, that was while we're on Chad, these are some of the worst basketball scenes I've ever seen in any movie.
What? I
Hey.
think they're so good.
I don't know if any of these children have ever played basketball before.
Well, I read that Corbin Blue said he was really bad at basketball.
I believe that.
But he said that Zac Efron was good at basketball, but he had to practice 3 hours a day to prepare. That's what I
See,
heard.
look at all that prep work.
Method acting.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Kaylee, you have watched all 3 of the original High School Musicals. I want you to rank them since you've seen them within the past week.
Okay, so number 1 is number 1.
Oh, wow.
Gotta stick with the classics. It set the tone.
I feel like that's somewhat of a hot take. I feel like
You know what? It might be because apparently a lot of
People
people
love 2.
like 2.
yeah.
I like
But
2.
you know what? Rewatch it.
Bet on it, bet on it,
gotta
bet
rewatch
on
it.
it, bet on it.
Because in my rewatch, I was very surprised at how bad it was.
Summer.
it's-
Summer.
I don't know what they decided to do, but for this movie, it's like saturated, like really
The colors,
crazy.
right?
The
Yeah.
colors are really saturated. Everybody's acting is different. Like it's like they're in a whole different.
What do you
universe.
mean?
Everybody looks like not happy that they're in the movie, and if you watch it, Zac Efron looks scared and sad the entire time. I swear, every scene.
Well, isn't that supposed to be what his character is like sad?
Yeah, but it's too much.
I would use a more complex word like forlorn, perhaps.
No, he chooses like straight up scared whenever Sharpay's in the room, whatever. And I also don't like it because they make Sharpay the actual villain.
Yeah.
And it's just her trying to like mess with everybody.
Yeah.
And it just takes away from her true colors.
Yeah.
So that's the third best. It's probably the worst out of all of them.
Okay.
But it does have epic music and epic dancing. Ortega does not stop.
Miley Cyrus
Just-
is in it.
And she's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't stop. The third one, it's good. They changed stuff in it for the theatrical release.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I appreciate it. So
And it has a High School Musical.
everyone has great songs and great dancing. I think it just gets better. The songs, I like the first one because it's a classic.
Yeah,
But
classic.
the dancing gets better every time.
And how was the acting in the third one?
Good, because I think they all got a lot more coin for the third one.
Yeah, well, if you're getting
I-
a theatrical release,
Yeah, I think that.
step it up a notch.
And also, I think that, I mean, I'm sure most of them liked being in the musicals, but I think them knowing that the third one was the last
Yeah.
one maybe kind of made them a little more like happy. You know what I mean? Like more
When did-
into it.
When did
and,
3 come out?
I was in 8th grade, so 2008.
Okay, so these came out like in quick succession.
Yeah.
Oh, they were within 2 years of each.
I was just
each
wondering like
one.
how far into Zac Efron's career it had been.
Well, Zac Efron was in Hairspray in between the
Uh,
second and
I
the
love
third.
that movie.
So he was already like, you know, moving on with the star power.
Yeah,
but,
totally.
Yeah.
All right. That's like a really good ranking. That's like going to be a clip, Kaylee. Who do you? Yeah. Who do you think? I mean, it is the answer Zac Efron. Who did you think had the best career post High School Musical?
It's Efron.
It's Efron.
It's
Why?
gotta be.
Tell me
He had
about
the
him.
most interesting career for sure.
Yeah.
Well, in my research, when I
Ah.
said it, I think that all of the main people were successful after.
Yeah.
None of them like fell off in any way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For
yeah,
the
yeah.
most part.
Yeah, Corbin Blue's got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He was in that movie Jump In.
And he was in Broadway. He was on Broadway.
He was on Broadway, I think.
He's on Broadway. Him and Monique Coleman. I think they've done Hallmark movies.
Yes. Yeah, they do Hallmark movies.
Um,
What about Vanessa Ann Hudgens?
I think Vanessa Hudgens is also very successful. We see her in so many different ways. She, I think, is in Hallmark movies. She
Okay.
is a Netflix queen. She does do the Princess Switch.
I don't like those.
That's a trilogy in itself.
Yeah.
She did The Night Before Christmas. So bad, but so good.
Okay.
So she's known for that stuff.
Oh,
She's-
she was Rizzo in Grease Live.
Yes,
that?
she was.
She was on Broadway.
And Tick Tick Boom.
And oh yeah, she was really good in Tick Tick
Forgot
Boom.
about that.
Remember that? She also was one who told Austin Butler she manifested that he would get Elvis.
She did.
And she also got a lot of controversy, remember?
not great.
When she was mad that Coachella was canceled and because of COVID, and she goes, "Some people are gonna die, and that's sad, but like inevitable."
I'd like to think she
Philosophy.
regrets that, but you know, what can you do?
All right, so that's Vanessa.
I consider her successful.
I love Tick Tick Boom. She was so good in
She's
that.
So good. And I think a lot of the other ones are too. But you can't deny that Zac Efron, aka Zephron, is the most successful.
Wait, what about Ashley Tisdale? Can I make an argument?
You can.
My argument for Ashley Tisdale is she is a Disney Channel queen.
Yes.
She was on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. She was in all of the High School Musicals.
Phineas and Ferb.
She was in Phineas and
the
Ferb.
best.
And
What
now,
was the first thing you said?
Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Was that was after this?
It was before.
No,
it,
it was
before it.
before.
Then that doesn't count.
It does. Oh yeah, post, but still. And then she kind of transitioned out of acting, and now she has that Frenchie
Mhm.
brand.
It's very successful.
I like it. I have some stuff.
My
So
body
famous
wash
you
is what I
remember the
use.
name of it.
Tom, no one asked you, first of all.
But she does have that. And also, I actually found out it's not just the brand. She does like a lifestyle blog, kind of like Poosh and Goop, like all
Mhm.
that stuff. So she's really into that now, which is great. And it seems successful for her too. But Zac Efron.
I've got one thing to say about Zac Efron.
What?
Showman.
Yeah,
You
Greatest
got-
Showman.
Okay.
17 again.
Musical wise,
Summerland.
You got Showman.
Showman.
You got Hairspray.
Yeah. High School
He's
Musicals.
a musical king.
Yeah.
And then you've got his teen things, but like
Yeah.
blockbuster teen things, 17 again.
That's so good.
And then you've got him going into adulthood, but you got funny, like Neighbors,
Yeah.
that awkward moment.
I didn't like that movie.
But it was successful.
Baywatch.
Dirty Grandpa.
Did not see Baywatch.
Dirty
Did
Grandpa.
not see Dirty Grandpa.
Mike
Oh,
and Dave need wedding dates.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
other one.
Oh my God.
Shout out the boys.
All of Tom's friends
Love
like
that?
love that movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just like, okay.
I don't know if I've ever seen it all the way through, but the parts
yeah.
I've seen, I could take or leave. I'm looking at his Wikipedia page right now.
Disaster
Disaster Artist is
Yeah.
another good one.
He's
love
great
that
in
movie.
all of that, and I think he's just done so many different things. And he just did an Apple TV movie, The Greatest Beer Run Ever, or
Okay.
something, and it's based on a true story. But Zac Efron, he's so successful that now he's
Yeah.
just doing his thing on Netflix with Down to Earth with Zac Efron, and all he does is go around the world, teaches us how to save the Earth, and just does his thing.
I love
'cause he
that.
can.
He was also in Firestarter last year, which has 10% on Rotten
yeah.
Tomatoes.
Heard
That's
that
the
was
one.
bad. The
Well,
girl
that's the
with
one they took
Razzie.
the girl's Razzie back
Yeah.
because she was
Yeah.
10 or whatever.
I'm actually
No,
very,
she's like a little older.
12.
I'm actually very excited for the Iron Claw,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
tell
his
about that.
wrestling movie that's coming out. He
Yes, I
plays
saw
one of
a
the
screenshot
one of the
for
Von
that.
Erichs,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks wild for that movie.
Yeah.
Who were the
they're-
other ones?
what?
The other Von Erichs.
Right here it says he's Kevin. Then there's David, Carrie, Mike, and Lance, who I think are the sons, and then the dad was Fritz.
Okay, but who plays them? Anybody we know?
No. Jeremy Allen White is Carrie,
Yeah, he's from The Bear and
Oh, and-
Shameless.
and MJF is in it as Lance Von Erich,
Who's that?
the guy from AEW.
Oh, okay.
So they actually have a wrestler playing one of the Von Erichs, and
Fun.
Lily James is playing, I guess. I actually don't know who that character is.
Pam Atkinson. Well,
Yeah.
she
Maura
shouldn't be
Tierney-
playing
Maura
any
Tierney's
Pams.
famous.
Let's be honest.
Maura
Maura
Tierney's-
Tierney is
yeah.
very famous.
She, I guess, plays the mom.
Cool. All right, I'm in.
Harris Dickinson. He's in stuff. I just don't really know him.
Harris.
Oh, he's in Triangle of Sadness.
Okay, we're watching that soon.
Yeah, Where the Crawdads Sing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's The Iron Claw, which will star Zac Efron. Comes out sometime later this year. He's also there's also what's this other movie is coming out with him, A Family Affair.
With
Oh,
Nicole
that's the
Kidman?
Netflix. Yeah, the Netflix one.
Oh.
Nicole Kidman, Kathy Bates.
Ooh.
Joey King.
Yeah, I think the answer here is very clearly Zac Efron.
Congrats, Zach. You win.
And he's just done a bunch. We missed Charlie St. Cloud. He was also in
Oh
that.
my God!
Yep.
Remember?
He's in his romance era. I mean,
Yep,
I just
missed
think
that one.
he does it all.
Yeah.
And he does it great.
Yeah. I like Zac Efron. I've always liked him.
I liked him once I realized that he wasn't just like a generic like rom-com actor.
Mhm.
Totally. Oh my God, he was in New Year's Eve. That movie was so bad. Okay, let me see what else we got here. All right.
He also
Kaylee.
starred in Richard Linklater's Me and Orson Welles.
Oh, cool.
That
Right.
was between
Yeah.
one of the High School Musical movies.
Yeah, where
Really?
Mhm.
a 13-year-old tells of a teenager hired to perform in Orson Welles' groundbreaking stage adaptation of Julius Caesar,
cool.
and he plays the kid.
That's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
I love Richard
I would watch
Linklater.
that. Yeah, I love Linklater.
Well, Kaylee, let's move into actually before we do Tom, I need you to name 2 things you liked about High School Musical.
I gotta go deep in my
Because
bag for this one.
Tom's a hater. He said something that I think makes sense though, because both of us watched it when we were
Yeah.
young.
I watched it when I was young as a I didn't watch it in full, but I watched parts of it when I was younger as a rebellious 15-year-old
Yeah.
or whatever. And then I watched it again as a 31-year-old man.
Hard to relate.
Yeah, but again, I can get into stuff where I'm not the target audience. Like I loved Coda.
Yeah.
Like there's things where I'm not supposed to be. I don't know. I like coming of age things. I'm even okay with musical, like more than I thought I was.
Yeah.
There's a lot of musicals that I end up liking. I don't know why this one didn't hit with me at all.
Probably because it was really poorly written.
Yeah. Well,
The acting was bad.
I wrote horrendous acting in this opening scene. I'm so bored already. And that was before they found out Gabriella was smart. I hate to say it, but I think Troy's dad is on drugs.
Aw.
This is horrible basketball. Let Zeke bake creme brulee. I wrote. This movie feels 4 hours long, and I'm not sure if we're halfway through yet. And it comes to a merciful end, is what I wrote.
All right. So, what 2 things did you like about this movie? What 2 things did you love about
Okay,
this movie?
I loved that it was 98 minutes.
Okay.
But I won't count that because that's
No, that's lame.
no, it's not lame. It's something I loved about the movie. But I think if we're talking about the content of the movie,
Yeah.
I would say I loved the Chad's shirts.
Corbin Blue made those.
He came up with them.
He came
all
up with
all
the
the
sayings.
slogans on the shirts.
That is not a
At
surprise.
age
to be
17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I love that he carries a basketball around the whole movie. This is just one.
Okay. Okay.
I love.
Chad vibes.
Yeah, and I love that we got Zac Efron out of this.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I'm not as big a Hudgens or Tisdale fan, but I mean, whatever. I love Zac Efron.
Kaylee, what are 2 things you don't like about this movie?
I don't like that.
We might be here a while.
I don't like. I mean, it was made in 2006. It's like every like high school trope. I just don't like that nobody's okay with other people doing things for
You
themselves.
want everybody to be friends.
But they are by the end.
Enough.
I mean, I didn't see the second
Well, it's
one.
the whole theme of the movie.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, so I don't love that.
Okay.
You like everything?
Other than that, perfect.
Look,
no notes.
This came out when I was 11, and I know Tom didn't like it, but
Oh no,
it's good.
It is good. I love this movie.
I fully accept that I'm in the minority. I'm totally
Yeah.
fine.
I was 14 and I was like, this movie
It's-
rocks.
It's great.
This movie is god tier.
Well-
Like, think about what else you watched around that time.
The Royal You.
And High School Musical beats it all. Okay?
This came out the same year as The Departed. I don't know why this wasn't nominated for.
That's
Best
what I'm
Picture.
saying. Like, all right, you watch The Departed and you watch High School Musical. Enough said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and one of the reasons I really liked High School Musical as a kid and now, it really is kind of like linked to it being Kenny Ortega who directed it, because he is a huge and amazing choreographer.
Yeah.
And when I was doing my research, he's, like you said, he's been around since the 80s. And one of the things that he actually started out as was a choreographer only, an assistant choreographer. And he ended up actually choreographing for Xanadu, the movie with
Olivia Newton-John.
And Gene Kelly, I think, is in it, because they said that Gene Kelly took Kenny Ortega under his wing and taught him how to choreograph for film in particular, which is how you got all the amazing things. So I appreciate it, and you can see it in how they structure in High School Musical.
That's beautiful.
And it also started with musicals becoming kid friendly, really, because they didn't have it, like you said.
That's very true. This was definitely like, if you take all those musicals that like people think of like Grease and all of like the other high school based movies and stuff, this one is one that like you would have no problem showing to like an elementary school class.
I think you also get that from the like sing-alongs, like Disney sing-alongs that came were like a little before this. So I think it was like, okay, those are selling like crazy. We should probably try to make like a real musical out of like one of those.
Totally. And it was just like such a big thing when it came out. Everyone loved High School Musical.
Wait,
Almost.
did you guys look up all the money it got?
Yeah, it made
Oh, you
so
did?
much
Oh,
money.
okay, because it's crazy.
It made so much money.
Yeah, it made a crazy amount.
All right. So Kaylee and I did not have Disney Channel growing up. I don't know. How old were you when you got it? Like 11?
Yeah, we didn't grow up like, we were Nickelodeon kids.
Very much
in terms
so.
of like what you watched when you were like from a toddler until like 10 or 11.
Like exclusively Nickelodeon.
Yeah, so we were a little late on the Disney train.
All right. It was one Saturday morning.
Yeah, watch it for like 3 hours.
Yeah, every
One
Saturday
Raven
morning. One
episode,
Raven, one
Lizzie.
Even Stevens, one Lizzie, one Phil of the future. He's a 22nd century man.
I loved Phil of the Future.
And so we would do that every week, but like that's
Yeah.
it. And then I would say like, yeah, probably when I went to like maybe middle school or a little bit later even, we got Disney Channel. And so I
got it late too.
You got it late too, I know, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't grow up watching DCOMs. Now, Katie and Chris, our cousins, did.
Yeah.
But like I never watched like that hockey one, the mermaid.
Oh, but I
one.
caught up though.
I didn't. No, I never did.
Slapshot?
Something like that, right? Brink or something.
Oh,
Brink is the skateboarding
The skateboarding
one.
Oh, okay, the skateboarding one. I never watched the twins, Tia and Tamara's twin ones, Twitches.
Twitches.
I never watched like any
I
of those.
haven't seen the Cheetah Girls.
Right,
which
like we
is-
didn't grow up with
I
Cheetah
gotta see
Girls.
that.
So you kind of took it upon yourself, I think, with Alex to watch a lot of DCOMs.
Well, no, I watched a lot in middle school too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when we got Disney, they'd play them
That's true.
all the time.
Yeah,
so
like every
I'd
night.
watch them and then.
I wasn't very much into live action stuff when I was a kid.
I was.
I was
love
I was
live
Nickelodeon
action.
Cartoon Network 50/50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, not me. Ew, Cartoon Network was weird.
I
Creative.
liked Cartoon Network, but for the classics,
Yeah,
I
for,
watched
like,
Tom and Jerry with my grandma.
Yeah, I
and
love
like,
Scooby-Doo.
stuff like that.
I love
yeah.
Tom and Jerry.
So, Kaylee, when you've been watching DCOMs ever since, because you still watch DCOMs, right? Like the new ones, like the zombies and stuff.
Yeah, I'm also engaged to a decom enthusiast. He literally today we were in the elevator and he was like, oh, I just know I'd be really good on a decom podcast right now. I think he was really jealous about me getting this spot.
Well, we gave him his choice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
spoilers.
know,
He's gonna be on
but-
next week.
You got to do one with him later on. He'll really appreciate
We will.
it.
We'll do like some random one.
I don't know. We'll see
He
how he
likes-
does. I'm just
The
kidding.
one he thinks is so funny. It's not funny, but have you ever heard of the Phantom at the Megaplex?
Oh.
Nobody else has. But like 2 or 3 years ago, him and his friend Ben love just trolling themselves and watching movies that many people don't rewatch.
Is Ben the
all
one
time.
that Ben the one that he goes and gets like the Fridays meals
yes,
with?
Yes.
And they like did an NJ. They're gonna do.
no, that's coming up.
they're
That's
doing
his
an
birthday.
NJ transit bar crawl.
Just
Yes.
genius.
Just
Yes.
like whatever the closest places.
on the line.
On the
And
line.
you get back on
Absolutely
the train.
genius.
Yeah.
Newark Penn Station bar. There is one.
They're planning to go to that one.
Good. It's terrible.
So good.
So they love to do that, and I just remember 2 or 3 years ago, they made a movie night, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta watch The Phantom at the Megaplex," and I said, "What is that movie?" And apparently it was a DCOM. It's from like 2001.
Okay.
Be honest, I don't know if it holds up because I was so bored and I was not paying attention. They love it, so I mean, have him on for that movie, but
Okay.
Imagine we're like episode
Next week.
54,
Yeah, I
Phantom at the Miniplex. What is it? Megaplex.
I think it's like a ghost
For-
that takes over a movie theater.
For our 100th episode.
Yeah. Try and get Ben on too. They'll love it.
So, what would you say? I want to know your best. What are your top 3 DCOMs?
Okay, hold on.
And in case
Let me go to my notes.
you forget, Disney Channel original movies. So these are TV movies that Disney Channel produced and made. High School Musical is really a mainstream one. There's a couple other mainstream ones I
Underground
don't
ones.
want to say in case you pick
Yeah.
them. And then we can go from there.
Okay, so actually, I'm glad.
Go 3, 2, 1.
I'm glad you pointed out that I did not grow up exactly as a Disney
Yeah.
kid, because my top 3, I don't think anybody's gonna agree with.
Okay.
But I do have 3 that I want to give a shout out to after
Okay.
that are good to rewatch
Honorable
and
mentions.
they're classics. Okay, so I didn't put them in order, but I guess I'll say them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you from the earliest to like the most latest. So one of them is the 2003 Even Stevens movie.
Oh, it's really good.
I think I've actually seen
It's
that.
really good.
That is the one and only movie that I downloaded to my
iPod.
It was the yellow iPod, and it wasn't the one that had a big screen. It was just the little screen, and I don't know why, but I decided to put the Even Stevens.
Like the iPod Mini?
I bought it on.
I remember.
What? No, the Nano. It was the Nano.
Oh, the Nano. Oh, my God.
I remember
bought
this.
it
And I was like, why did you
on
buy
iTunes.
the Even Stevens movie
the
on
Beans
iTunes?
was from Even Stevens, right?
Yes.
Good,
yes.
good.
Ren.
It was worth it. I watched it a lot, but that movie, it's great. That movie's good. It holds up.
It's fun.
It's so good.
They're
It's
on an
them-
island, right?
It's them. They're on an island. The family goes on a trip on an island, and things keep going wrong. But it turns out that
They're like filmed or something. It's like a Truman Show.
Lewis's friend secretly put them on a reality show.
Yeah.
And it's them filming. And Tim Robbins, is that the guy from SNL and Mean
Yeah.
Girls? He played the
No,
host.
not Tim
Not
Robinson.
Tim what's his name?
From I just said his
Tim
name.
Meadows.
Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows, sorry. Tim Meadows plays
Tim Robbins is like the motivational speaker.
No, I was thinking
No,
of Tim
Tony Robbins.
Robinson.
I know, I was getting them all. I
Tony
knew it was
Robbins is the
Tim.
motivational speaker.
But he plays the host on it, which is
That's
pretty cool.
so good. Good
Love Tim
choice. That's a
Meadows.
really good choice. We have to have a picture. There has to be a picture of your iPod Nano somewhere.
We'll find it. The next one, I don't think anybody's gonna agree with me with. I don't even know if people have seen it. Lemonade Mouth from 2011.
Yeah.
Sick.
That has
Haley Kiyoko.
Haley Kiyoko, yeah.
She's in it. That's the first time I've ever seen her, and now she is a huge star.
Uh-huh.
Naomi Scott, who played Jasmine in the
Uh-huh.
live action one.
And then her Batman just got or Batwoman just got canceled.
Yep.
oh.
Yeah.
And then Christopher McDonald is in it, and he plays the principal, and he was the bad guy in Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Shooter.
and Bridget Medler,
Yeah.
Adam Hicks. It's great. It's a good one. It's not a classic.
They like started a rock band.
They're in detention. They're in detention for a lot of different reasons, and they decide to make a band because they all are musical, but they all come from different worlds. And then I don't remember what happens, but
And they
it
make a
works
band.
out in the end. And
I-
the music's great.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Watch it.
Hey,
Okay.
And then
after The Last of Us tonight.
the third one, which I think we can all agree is a classic.
High School
It's
Musical.
gonna stay. No, I didn't
Camp
count High
Rock.
School
Oh,
Musical.
High School
on
Musical
this.
is like the Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
okay.
Camp Rock.
Is it Camp Rock? Descendants
It's
3.
2019's Descendants 3.
Yeah.
I went.
Rotten to the
Well,
core.
I should say all of us went
All of us
on a
went.
family trip in 2019 to Disney World.
Poor Tom. He
Sure did.
finally got the
And-
Stockhouse experience.
And I've been rebelling against it ever since.
I know, haters.
And on the first night of this trip, we came back from a park. We're tired, whatever. We get into our room, and I turn on the TV, and it turns out to be the world premiere of Descendants 3.
Now, me and Tom did not know this. We did not have Disney
I didn't
Channel
know what
on.
Descendants or Descendants 2 were.
So it was just Kaylee and Alex the
I-
first night.
I had never seen Descendants 1 or 2, but Descendants 3 was on. And I was like, you know what? Let's just leave this on. let me tell you, it was amazing.
It's really fun.
It's a great movie. It's fun. Great end of the trilogy, even though I didn't see the first two. And
But it felt like it was a great ending.
And it's a Kenny Ortega joint. So
Spike Lee.
So it was great. And then it turns out that Disney Channel decided to play Descendants 3 every single
night.
day at 8 p.m.
for a week.
that week.
Which was like from start to finish, every day we were in Disney World.
Oh, yeah.
Descendants 3 was on between 8 and 10 p.m.
So
Every single night.
So every night I got back to the hotel room and I turned on the TV to Descendants 3. So I watched like the
last third
2/3 of the movie about 8 times in a row. And I didn't stop. I loved it. It's great. The music's great. A lot of stars in it too. So that one goes down in history.
It's so funny because like by night 3, like me and Tom did the same thing. We just put on Descendants 3 every night.
Same
And
scene
it was
every
always
time.
it was always like,
One
could you
kiss,
get
one
back in
kiss.
time for one kiss,
With Sophia with our name Sophia Carson.
and like Smee's 2 sons.
They didn't talk. Yeah, so those are my 3.
I think that's iconic.
I don't think people will agree, but
Do you
I agree.
okay? Can you guess the Rotten Tomato scores for each of the Descendants movies? All right, so the first
I
one.
can't. I don't think I can.
Okay, the first one got a 90%.
Whoa.
Did you watch it eventually?
Yeah.
Oh,
Of
okay.
course.
But Descendants 3 is still the best.
Okay.
Descendants 3, according to
Wow. The Descendants did
Descendants
well.
2, got a 71, and Descendants 3 has a 78.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those could have been in theaters.
Listen, I legitimately,
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking crap about High School Musical. I have no problem with Descendants.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well,
Yeah, it slaps.
you guys got to do a Descendants podcast, but only 3.
Yeah, we're skipping 1 and 2.
Should I say what the honorable mentions are?
Yeah, let's
Yeah, go
do
for
some
it.
honorable mentions because I don't know what other ones I
So-
liked. And I loved Camp Rock. Camp Rock.
These are classics that I think kids that grew up with Disney, these are the ones that they would say like hold up and that they like love. There's no particular order. We've got Life is Rough with Kyle Massey.
Okay, that's a dog.
Yeah,
a
it turns
dog
into
one.
I think he turned into a dog.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was good. Stuck in the Suburbs.
Oh,
Brenda
yeah.
Song.
What's that
Kay
one again?
Pennebaker.
Is there like a star that
Taron
comes?
Killam. He
Taron
comes
Killam.
to town and I think he loses his cell. No, they switch cell phones. Him and Kay Pennebaker, and
That's a good
chaos
one.
ensues.
That's a good one.
And then this one is a shout out to my cousin Chris, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off.
Yeah. That's
It's
a good
also
one.
great. But I also watched it recently, and it's still great. But there are parts where it's like, ugh, they would not make that now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But those are the 3 that I would say are honorable mentions. Give it a rewatch.
Do you not like Camp Rock?
You didn't ask me about my
Oh.
not rewatch.
Whoa.
Oh my god. All right. Well, first of all, I haven't seen it in a long time, so I can't really say.
Yes.
Okay. So my other question is like, what are some DCOMs that don't hold up? Either you don't like them, you never liked them, or you did like them, and then your opinion changed.
I have 2.
Okay.
The first one is 2004's Pixel Perfect.
Oh my! I loved Pixel Perfect.
You gotta give it a rewatch.
That's Phil of the Future, right?
It's Ricky Ullman, my first crush from Disney Channel,
okay.
as Phil of the Future. Phil of the Future was great, but
Phil of the Future.
this movie is bad,
Okay.
and it's
Wait,
creepy.
Pixel Perfect is like he creates like his dream girl or
So
something.
there's this girl band, and they need a lead singer or something. So Ricky Ullman decides to create a girl.
Isn't this basically Weird Science? Did you ever
Oh,
see that movie?
I've
Yeah,
never
a little
seen
bit like that.
But he makes a girl, and then the girl is amazing and everything. But then the girl best friend gets jealous, and then at the end they both get struck by lightning.
What?
And then
Spoilers.
and then the robot girl, I think, becomes a part of the other girl. Let's just say I wrote down it's weird. There's a scene where the robot girl is performing at like a prom or something.
Okay.
Or a dance, and they're like, wow, this girl's so good, but she's not good. She's singing and she's dancing really bad, and then she ends it with a standing double backflip, and everybody's like, this is amazing.
How is
Yeah.
that? That is amazing.
Yeah.
I've seen good dancers. Have you ever seen a double backflip?
No. So, and Ricky Ullman comes off creepy because he like falls in love with the robot.
Oh yeah.
So
I think that's Weird Science vibes as well.
for me, doesn't hold up. Maybe for others it does. And then I'm sorry guys, but I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this.
Yeah.
2008's Camp Rock.
Camp Rock.
Our legions of followers are gonna be after you.
They will be. I think so. It doesn't hold up after a rewatch. It's not good. The acting isn't great.
No.
The story isn't great.
They're at a camp.
And
it rocks.
the music is just okay. I
There's
think
a
that
ton
we
of us
loved
inside
it.
my
That
head.
was Jonas Brothers or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta find you.
And I think we loved it because the Jonas Brothers
Yeah.
were in
And
it.
Demi Lovato's good.
She was great. Fun fact, Selena Gomez didn't take the role because she knew it would go to Demi Lovato. That's what I heard. Word on the street. But yeah, Demi Lovato's amazing.
Better, yeah.
So she's great, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I did the first time. So
That's
those are the
fair.
two that don't hold up in my opinion, but
Okay. Have you ever seen Luck of the Irish?
I haven't.
No, me either. It's like a leprechaun joins a basketball team or something.
I'm the wrong one.
The 13th year?
13. No, that's when he becomes a mermaid, I think.
Oh, wait, I think he turns into a leprechaun.
I don't
But he
know.
also plays basketball.
Who?
The kid.
Oh, it's not anybody.
I think
My
his name's Ryan Merriman. No, I swear. I
you
think
could have
that's
said anything, and I'm gonna be like, okay,
his-
sure.
I think that's his name.
My Date with the President's Daughter.
You keep saying that's a DCOM.
Did you see that?
Yeah, it's Pharrell.
Friedel?
Friedel. Yeah.
Pharrell.
I knew it wasn't Farrell.
Did you not see it?
No, I
don't-
did, but I
Is it not decom? I've never watched it.
I don't think it's a DCOM.
My
But it has
date
my
with
date
the
with
president's
I'm not sure if it's.
My date.
I'm not sure if it's officially a DCOM.
Yeah, I
but
don't think it is because
it
it
is
wasn't
a
in
it
the
is a
States.
TV movie produced by Walt Disney Television, but it was premiered as part of ABC's revival of the Wonderful World of Disney. So I don't think it's technically a DCOM.
Technically a DCOM. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, what about my Date with the President's? What about it?
Wait, so you never saw it?
No.
Oh.
What about like Mom House? What was that one?
Oh, that one's crazy. What's her
Katie
name?
Sagal.
Katie Sagal. I've never seen that.
Yeah, that's like
But I'm sad. I think Cheetah Girls is really good,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've never seen it, so I can't put on. And Kenny Ortega directed the second one.
yeah. Where do they go? They go somewhere. Morocco or something.
Madrid.
They go somewhere.
Spain.
Yeah, maybe
I think
Spain.
they go to Spain.
Yeah, that's good. What other DCOMs?
So many. I'm looking at them right now.
Oh, Johnny the
Johnny
surfing-
Kabahala. Yeah. Then the second one, Back on Board.
What was the first one?
The first one was Under Wraps, 1997.
All right.
Oh, Halloween Town.
Halloween Town. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't grow
Xenon. What about Xenon?
I've never seen
Under
Xenon.
Under Wraps is a
Is that the Mummy?
Yeah, it's a mummy.
What the?
We've got some Jason Dolly fans out there where we got Hatching Pete, we got Minutemen, we
Yeah.
got Read It and Weep.
I read the book, Read It and
Or
Weep.
you
Was
could do what's
Johnny
the,
Tsunami.
Smart House, not Mom House.
What's the one, the Radio Rebel? No, the Sweet 16 where what's her face? Debbie Ryan is like the meme of her going like
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god! And do you know who she's actually like doing that at?
oh
Albie from White Lotus.
No
I knew
way.
that.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
Read It and Weep?
Yeah.
No, Radio Rebel.
The
Radio.
Impossible movie, so the drama.
Oh, I watched that.
Proud Family movie.
Okay, yeah. Twitches.
There's a lot of Halloween Town movies.
Cowbells.
I've never seen Cowbells.
Jump in. Oh, what
Wizards
about
of
Cadet
Waverly Place, the
Cadet
movie.
Kelly.
Cadet Kelly? Princess Protection Program.
That was good.
Dadnap. Did you watch?
I did
Dadnap?
not see Dadnapped.
Oh wow! Look at all. There's
Oh, I saw Teen Beach Movie.
Teen
Didn't
Beach
love
Movie.
it.
How to Build a Better
Zombies
Boy.
is good.
I just clicked on Zombies 3.
Zombies is good.
RuPaul's in it.
Oh, that's cool. Zombies.
This Wikipedia plot summary has bold in it. Somebody bolded.
A perfect new species is bolded.
The Freaky Friday remake or
Remake?
whatever
Ew, what?
is a decom.
That's weird.
But yeah, DComs have a certain feel to them. They're nostalgic. They're fun to watch. They're not like the best movies, but they're a good time.
Yeah. I mean,
They're like Hallmark
Wendy
movies
Wu.
for millennials.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
oh, that's actually a really good way to put it, Tom. Did you ever see it one?
Decoms?
Yeah.
High School Musical?
Besides that.
No. I don't think
Never?
so.
Oh, what about Quince, Kaylee?
No, I've never seen that.
You're going to have to go through and watch all of them.
No, I've watched I think I've seen the Even Stevens movie.
It's really good. If you haven't, you should rewatch it.
The rest of them, I don't think I've seen any of the other ones.
Yeah. What about Go Figure, Kaylee?
No, I've never seen that. See, that's a little too old.
Yeah. Wow. There's so many DCOMs. There's like hundreds.
Because I also didn't watch any of the shows. Like I didn't watch Even Stevens or like Sweet Life with Zach and Cody. I didn't really.
Oh yeah, I loved all that.
I wasn't into that because I was watching freaking Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Ew,
Scary.
scary.
And Real Monsters.
Ew. Oh my god.
I couldn't.
watched that show.
I watched it too, but it was scary.
I couldn't go as far as Ren and Stimpy. That was too freaky for me.
No.
I would never watch
Did you
Invader
watch
Zim.
Ed and Eddie?
No,
I liked Ed, and Eddie. I hated Invader Zim.
Oh, Invader Zim, I thought it was a little scary.
I didn't
Yeah.
watch it. I didn't watch any of the weird ones.
I like Dexter.
Yeah.
Not
Dexter was
not
great.
the new one.
Yeah. Dexter, New Blood.
All right, Tom. I'm done with questions.
You like DD? Get out of my laboratory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
one.
Omelette du fromage.
Yes. Omelette du fromage.
What questions do you have, sir?
What's the best? We kind of talked about Zac Efron already, so I don't have to do that one unless you want to. Best
Yeah.
Zac Efron movie.
Well, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to say. I don't know.
High School Musical, and then
Showman for me.
He's really
Showman.
good in Hairspray.
he's really
Okay.
good in Hairspray, and I love The Disaster Artist.
Okay.
But do you think of Zac
I
Efron?
think-
No,
I also don't think of Zac Efron when I think of Showman, but
17
he's
again?
closer.
17 again is so good. Oh my god, I love Zac Efron.
What about
movies.
Scoob?
No,
I haven't seen it,
No.
but I will.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say Mike and Dave need wedding dates, Nick, in case you are listening to this right now. Yeah, no, I mean I actually haven't seen all that many of his, but also like the show that he did where he was just sort of like Bourdaining it.
That is cool.
Have you guys seen it?
No.
I've seen clips of it.
I
like it.
recommend watching season 2 because the first season is good, but he goes to all different types of places in the world. The second season is they filmed after like the initial COVID, and he got stuck in Australia
Yeah.
when COVID first hit.
Down Under.
So the entire season is them going around Australia.
That is cool.
And it's really cool, like learning the history and the environmental stuff. Like, it's awesome. So I would recommend that.
I watched a show called Instant Hotel, and it took place in Australia where they had like Airbnbs, and it was like an Airbnb competition. Season
a little
1
different.
was so good. Season 2 is not good.
Yeah, so in season 1 he goes to Iceland, France, Costa Rica, Sardinia, Lima, Puerto Rico, London, and Iquitos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he does ayahuasca tourism, or he
Oh, my.
explores ayahuasca tourism in Iquitos.
Uh-oh. Our baby
He's moving.
might be waking up. All right, Tom, what questions do you have? What other ones?
My only other question is, what are your favorite high school shows and movies?
Clueless.
I thought of TV shows.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I like Degrassi.
Oh, Degrassi's so good.
I was a former Glee fan.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
I had a
Reformed?
shirt from Hot Topic that said Gleek with
Oh,
the
no.
with the loser sign, and I wore it a lot.
I did not know that.
You lived with me. I think I got it like in 7th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
I watched Glee
I
on
loved
my
Glee.
on my iPhone at the beach once. The first episode.
That's
I
a
like
great way to
downloaded
watch
the
it.
first episode.
So good. And then the third one, I really liked Friday Night Lights.
Oh, I
Okay.
liked Friday Night Lights.
Which
so that's good.
I chose ones that were like centered around high school.
Yeah, that's
so-
really good.
Yeah. I'm looking at a list right now of high school movies that I really like.
Clueless, Mean Girls, Easy A,
Lady Bird,
Lady
Easy
Bird. Yeah.
Booksmart,
absolutely. Booksmart.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Does that count as a high school movie?
No, I wouldn't consider that.
Edge of 17 is really good.
Yeah.
Juno's really good.
Yep.
Carrie.
Yeah.
Heathers.
Oh my God, Heathers
Technically,
is
they're high
so
school
good.
movies, right? Yeah, the Spider-Man movies, the Marvel, the new ones. Dazed and Confused. There's a lot of great high school movies, and I haven't even
Breakfast
seen a lot of
Club.
these.
Breakfast Club.
Super bad.
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah. Easy A. Shout out to our archives. Go back and listen to our Easy A episode. It's like episode 8 or something.
Yeah.
It was very early.
21 Jump Street.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not
Like
the-
a kind of high school movie,
Yeah.
kind of not.
Yeah. Well, no, it is a high school movie because even like the adult storylines revolve around high school.
Dead Poet Society's good.
Yeah. There's so many good ones, man. It's a
Yeah.
great just setting for like just fun movies. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Well, it's nice because
Ferris
like
Bueller.
when you're at, I said Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
When you're in a high school, everyone's like contained in one spot. Scream.
Scream.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Scream.
Which is what you said it. That's what what movie I was thinking of when Zac Efron like teleports to up the balcony. I was like, it's when Billy hits the window and Scream in the beginning of the first Scream.
Yeah.
So perfect.
I said it went from Romeo and Juliet to Scream.
Oh my God, that would have been a major turn. That would have been very unique for a Disney Channel original movie.
Yeah, Disney was actually looking for a more artistic vision at that time, so they were gonna go with Ghostface.
Tom, do you have any other questions?
I have no other questions.
Kaylee, you had like
I have
comments
like trivia
and stuff.
but that's
Yeah,
it.
I
Let
have,
Kaylee shine,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
I
you'll
have
pick up the
trivia.
pieces.
Let's see. Just little fun facts for anybody. I won't say the one that Tom's gonna say.
No,
'cause-
say whatever you want.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I have plenty of stuff.
I think we have the same one.
I'm sure.
Okay, well, the first thing is, I can't believe still, and especially now with his career, that Zac Efron did not sing in the first movie.
I know
Yeah.
Drew Seeley
Drew
did.
Seeley.
I actually didn't write
Did
that
it.
because I thought that was like so common knowledge that I was
But
trying.
I
I
looked
was.
more. Yeah,
I'm glad you brought it up because
I looked more into it. Drew Seeley auditioned to be Troy, and they said no.
Oh, that sucks.
And then they gave it to Zac Efron. And I read an article that apparently Zac Efron was not aware that he wasn't going to be the singer until he like saw the movie, or it was later on. And the people who made that decision say that Zac Efron at the time couldn't hit the notes in the
he
way
wasn't
that
a tenor.
yes. So I guess it makes sense. But
Tell
now,
him.
but now you see this career that Zac Efron has
And
had.
it's all musicals.
He can hold a tune.
Yeah.
And apparently he had to like fight for him to be able to sing in the second movie.
That's wild.
Which I just think is so crazy. So
Bet
shout out to
on
Drew
it.
Seeley, but also justice for Zac Efron.
Yeah. He needs it.
Yeah. So that was one thing that it's just crazy. And then next one. Didn't know this until I did research. Originally, this was a Grease sequel.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Well, no, but it kind of makes sense because it reminds me so much of Grease.
It was supposed to be a sequel with Danny
At Rydell High?
and Sandy's kids, supposed to be played by Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake,
Wow.
because this was in the 90s, like the late 90s, 99. And it was shelved in 2004. So they talked about it, and apparently they wanted Christina Aguilera to play Rizzo's daughter, but she said no.
That would have been iconic.
So they planned for that, and then apparently after it was shelved, they couldn't get the rights to Grease.
Yeah.
So they decided to turn it into High School Musical.
That is so
But
interesting.
the plot is exactly what they were planning to do with like
Wow.
basketball, whatever, all that. So I never heard of that.
I would love to see Justin Timberlake playing basketball.
100%.
That sounds like a fan made that up.
I read it in multiple places.
So did I.
though.
That is so crazy.
It was so interesting. Few more. Let's see. Status quo scene. You know when they're all the music break when they're all dancing
Yeah.
and doing all this stuff, and it looks like improv.
Yeah.
Kenny Ortega went up to every single dancer in that scene and gave them a story for themselves and choreography.
So
it looks like
good.
it's improv, but it's all meticulous and done in a certain way.
Who did that? So one of the other directors we talked about
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, I forget who
I
it was.
appreciate it.
Yes, you're right, Tom.
It was like Mike White in School of Rock. It was like
Yeah,
something
like-
random like that, where it was like he gave everyone their own character.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Ashley Tisdale and Lucas Grabeel did not get along in
Yeah.
the first movie.
Really?
Due to which people think their audition together. Ashley Tisdale apparently was giving him notes and
Very sharp pay.
critiques on what to do, and apparently that set them off on the wrong foot, but then they got to know each other and became friends.
That's iconic.
Other crazy, I never knew this. Both Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens were not originally the people that were
Yeah.
cast.
Who were they?
You won't guess it.
No.
Originally,
I was like, yeah, okay,
Matthew
Panabaker.
Underwood from Zoe 101,
Yeah.
who plays Logan,
Yeah.
was supposed to be Troy,
And same haircut.
but he couldn't get out of his contract with Nickelodeon.
What
And
could have been? This is like a perfect storm for Zac Efron to become famous.
yes,
Mhm.
literally. And the part of Gabriella was supposed to go to Marnie from Degrassi. and she couldn't do it for some reason too.
Other people who auditioned were Ashley Tisdale for
Yep.
Gabriella, and also Naya Rivera.
Oh,
Wow.
she would have been good. I only have 2 other ones.
Wait, so who did you say was supposed to be Gabriella? Oh, Cassie Steele, is that her name?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so I
Yep.
have her written down here.
Her name's Manny, not Marnie. Manny.
Manny.
Cassie Steele, they loved her in Full Court Miracle,
Oh, okay. So,
but she couldn't get out of Degrassi,
Yep.
The Next Generation.
yeah. I mean, she still did great with Degrassi. 2 more.
Wait, just while we're at casting, I have one more.
Yep.
And it's that Corbin Bleu was going to audition for Ryan, but he saw Lucas Grabeel dancing at the audition, and he said, "I can't shake it like Lucas." And Ryan had to shake when dancing. Instead, he just auditioned for Chad and won the role.
That's
That's
great.
so funny. Allison Reed, who played Miss Darbus, did you know that she was on Broadway and she was nominated for a Tony
For what?
for Cabaret?
Oh my god.
There was supposed to be a duet between her and Troy's dad.
Oh my
And
god.
there's a scene where she storms out of his office and he goes, "Ugh, like good luck on Broadway." Or whatever.
Yeah.
So she was in that, and she was in the film A Chorus Line,
yeah.
which apparently she was like pretty big in it.
Oh my gosh.
Just cool.
That's awesome.
And then last one, this isn't nobody's gonna care about this, but it's just something from the movie. It's a style choice. Gabriella does not wear Wildcat red until the Science Decathlon and the end.
Brilliant.
Because then she finally feels like she belongs.
Brilliant.
See, Tom,
That's art.
This is art.
Oh,
art.
and Lucas Grabeel wears 9 hats.
I know the hats are
The hats
truly
are
wild.
great. The hats were so insane that they were taking away from the insane shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only have a couple extra. You hit most of the ones that I had, which is good. Corbin Bleu, his first appearance at the school, he's wearing, Chad, he's wearing 3 different watches.
Oh, yeah.
He was given a choice of which one he wanted to wear, so he chose all 3 of them.
I like that.
And
I
they
thought
were
it was
all,
funny.
and they're all set to different time zones. Freaking weirdo, man. Love it. So on January 20th, 2016, the original cast came together to celebrate the 10th anniversary. But Zac Efron couldn't make it because he was busy promoting Dirty Grandpa.
Yeah.
Oh my
He
God.
announced them instead.
Yeah, he did a pre-recorded message where he said his favorite scene in the franchise was "We're all in this together." Let's see. Lucas Grabeel had knee problems while he was filming, and during Bot to the Top, he's wearing a knee brace.
Oh my god.
And my last one is one of the players playing for the Wildcats in the championship game wore a jersey with the word "extra" on his back.
That's so funny.
That's funny stuff.
So good.
Great trivia.
Yeah. I don't know if I have that much left comment wise. Oh, I said this off camera, but Miss Darbus gives off Moira Rose vibes.
Yes.
Just by the way she pronounces musical.
Yes.
That's very Moira Rose.
I love her in it.
She's the best.
Oh, I can hear him crying. we're just about bringing it home here. Oh, I said, does Gabriella ever go home?
Yeah, she's like always. At one point, it was like 5:30.
She's always like lurking. She's always like
What do you mean?
There's 2 separate scenes where she appears behind Troy, and you have no idea why she's at school. After school at the musical tryouts, why is she there? And then there's one of the when his dad has him running drills at the end of when he misses practice. She's still there for some reason.
Yeah, go home.
Yeah,
writing out formulas or something.
yeah, exactly. Also, who paid for the giant Wildcats poster she walks by?
I know.
That was my one. Actually, no.
Was it tax money?
There's a second critique of the movie. Everybody is way too obsessed with Troy.
Yeah,
It's embarrassing.
yeah.
And that's one thing where it's like, y'all gotta get it together.
Chill out. Chill out.
Do you think that they had kids sell like Gertrude Hawk chocolates to raise money for that poster?
No,
I think it was just the booster club. I think it was the booster club.
You think it was the tax money?
I think Troy's mom put in work being a PTA mom.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they all have mansions. There should have been enough money for this
Yeah.
poster.
Yeah, they're all
in
rich,
Albuquerque.
dude.
Yeah, but Breaking Bad's in Albuquerque. There's a lot of like.
It's a different part.
Yeah, yeah. That's all I've got. That's what I've got on High School Musical.
Amazing.
So,
Alright.
does High School Musical make Baby's first watch list?
You tell us.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Do you have any takeaways?
Yeah. Don't be afraid to try new things and to explore your interests.
Don't stick to the status quo.
Don't stick to the status quo. That's mine.
Yeah, I got nothing. That's fine. That's what I
Kaley?
got too.
Rewatch stuff from childhood. It's fun.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay.
And also, but it could also ruin some stuff. So do it with caution.
Okay, so that's that. That's High School Musical. Next week's movie is, I wrote ... question mark,
We figured it out though.
but I think we figured it out.
yeah.
Are you gonna announce it?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Alex is coming, Uncle Alex, and well, he wants to do Showman, but
Yeah.
I think
I'll
we're
do it
gonna
eventually.
save that,
Yeah.
and so
We'll
we're
keep
gonna
that in the holster.
do Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to. Yeah, I think it's gonna be great. We did Harry Potter trivia at a distillery nearby last year.
Yeah, and Alex and Tom cleaned up. Wasn't even
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, I mean, there's
It
obviously
was so embarrassing. The questions were like on page 73 of A Goblet of Fire,
no, it was
what
like-
color outfit does Harry wear? And they're like, well, you know that he did wear a periwinkle.
he's actually not mentioned on page 73.
Yeah, it's a trick question.
One of them was like, what are all the dragons
Yeah.
species and all that stuff.
There were people that I was like, what the? It was like,
We massacred these people.
it was wild.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, our gal JK is not a little persona non grata nowadays, but that doesn't mean we can't talk about the story.
And Chris Columbus.
Yeah, and it's gonna be great. Is the movie actually good? I don't remember.
Is Harry Potter good?
I like watching it.
I
when
don't
it's on
rewatch
TV, but
stuff.
I rewatched it like a year or two ago. Yeah, but again, the acting gets better as they get older.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like most kids, but it's still good.
Leviosa.
Yeah, yeah, it's
totally.
still good.
All right, I'm in.
Okay, great. Yeah, so that's that. We will have another guest next week.
It's weird.
Crazy. Rate, review, subscribe, follow, do the whole thing. And yeah, that's High School Musical. We were all in this together.
Wildcats, rawr. Get your head in the game.
All right, see you later.